We'll just start talking about pizza.
There was that place I was telling you about, though, in the mall the other day that I was like, that's really good pizza. I went back yesterday, pepperoni, kind of sucked.
Aw.
I know. The cheese, though, cheese is...
Like legit?
Like, super legit. And yet somehow they fucked up their whole pizza by putting subpar shitty pepperoni on it.
What kind of pepperoni was it? Is it the type that turns into little cups, or was it like...
No, it's just like...
Just a regular ass... Yeah.
Like, stayed that way.
I miss the little cups. I think it was Tony's.
Marcos has them.
Huh?
Marcos has them.
Oh, that's right, too.
Yeah,
I forgot about Marcos.
And Pizza Hut used to, like, little pepperonis would kind of, like, turn into little cups once you bake them.
Little grease cups.
Yeah. You get enough of them, have a little tea party, like, put them all together.
Exactly.
Let's drink my orders, clogging.
Yeah, shit.
Man, but they're so good, though.
They are. They're very good. Marcos has, like, their pepperoni Magnifico.
Yeah.
It has it on it.
It has 2 different types.
Yes.
The old world pepperoni.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to find out what Gino's East is fucking opening up.
Oh, right. Yeah. So we're supposed to get that good-ass Chicago
Oh
pizza.
my god, it's everything.
Down into Nashville. It took over what? A Sol Mio. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I don't know. There's no date for it yet. They announced that they were coming in late August.
Okay.
So it's
Well, I remember when they announced it because it was like, hell yeah. But they were...
I called my mother and my sister. I did, and I put them on speakerphone. I was like, both of you need to sit the fuck down for this.
Is everybody okay? No, Ma. Gino's East is coming to Nashville. Okay. Hallelujah.
Just says coming soon.
Fucking assholes. Give me a date. I need a date.
No shit. I thought, join our team. Maybe I'll just quit the company that we work for.
Oh, dude, that would be badass. Then I could get free pizza. That's a... You know, it's funny. Like, you treat this shit like espionage. Like, we just need somebody on the inside.
It's totally true, though. You do.
Dude.
That's how you find out they have the leftovers at like 11 o'clock, and then you can pick like 1 or 2 up.
They offer competitive pay, bonus opportunities, incentive programs, discounted food,
What?
advancement opportunities, and other benefits.
401k.
Other benefits.
See, that's the shit thing. Like, God, if I could just get health insurance that wasn't through an employer, I would go right to a place like that.
Well, you're going to be paying out the rear end for it. You can.
Well, but you know what I mean? Like, if it was an affordable thing that I could get, and I didn't have to, like, you know, go and work for a huge corporation just to make it sort of kind of affordable.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But lately I've been, you know, just thinking, like, barring a major accident or an emergency room visit, wouldn't it just be cheaper to just pay the fucking doctor when you go see him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're paying God knows how much, and I don't even like thinking about how much I pay for health insurance, and we get a great deal. But
I mean, I pay $350 a month in premiums, I think, and I have a $3,000 deductible.
yeah, but I mean, for that price, you know, so the $3,000 plus the money that you're paying out, like, how bad are you really gonna fuck yourself up?
I don't know, I met my deductible in less than 1 year.
It resets every year.
No, like I met it at the beginning of January. So I got all of this year, man. I was actually thinking about going to get surgery done on my foot. Because if I'm going to do it,
If you're
this
gonna
is the
do
year
it,
to do
yeah,
it.
this will be now.
This is the year to do it.
Have you
Shitty thing is like,
paid your out-of-pocket max yet?
no. I don't know. I don't think so. This is what I hate about health insurance. It's so confusing. It's like, I give you the money, you pay them. That's how this should work.
Yeah, they don't want to tell you the secrets.
The secret is that they're for-profit companies.
Co-pay, deductible, co-insurance.
Why would anybody want to be in a business where you lose money? That's not a business. That's a
non-profit.
that's a shitty business model. like, why would you ever do that?
But it's the amount of money that they're making that is becoming the...
Oh, you can't make too much money.
Well, it's just that it's insane. It's like if Kevin's
play
the
with your
doctor.
health.
Well, but here's how it works. It's like if Kevin's the doctor and I'm the patient, I could just pay him.
Yeah.
But somehow you have convinced me that I should pay you.
Yeah.
And then you pay the doctor.
Yeah, but they don't really pay the doctor. They fuck around with them like, oh, we'll give you the money. We'll give you 80% of the money.
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah.
And the doctor's like, okay, well,
itemize what you want us to pay for. We'll deny most of those claims. We'll pay you what we feel like we should pay you.
Yes.
So then you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to miss out on this, so I'm going to charge $10,000 for a Tylenol, so that even after they denied everything, I still make my money back. But then everything you deny is now my responsibility.
Yeah.
So not only am I paying you to pay him, which I could have just done in the first place and not allow the price to get inflated.
Yeah, now
I'm paying you, and then you're denying paying some of it, so now it comes back to me, and I still got to pay the super inflated price. So what the fuck is the point?
like, why don't I do...
Why do we do this?
We started talking about pizza.
Look, it doesn't take long. Pizza turns into healthcare real quick.
It really does.
I'm
Yeah.
super fat.
Yeah, well, we all are. Raise your hand if you're fat.
Wow.
Nacho.
And then a Chihuahua races in just to show us how svelte we could be.
I just wanted to come in here and show you how fit I am.
I've been running outside for hours. I run outside for more than 3 minutes.
See,
I'm
I
a
could
fucking
jump
dead
right
man.
into his lap.
I defy gravity. Little bastard. Like, but yeah, so the Geno's East thing is a complete mystery, huh? Like, I wonder, even if we went in as, you know, a guys, like, to get a job, if they just, like, tell us the opening.
Yeah.
How about that?
Are they
Like we go
constructing-
in acting like we're like health inspectors.
No, like we're interested in working there. Be like, yeah, so when you guys opening up anyway? You know, like it can't you should probably tell people, like, to clear their calendar if you're going to hire them.
Yeah.
I think we need to get in on that.
Look at these pies, dude. I mean, I know you can't see them, but just imagine.
I can see them in my head.
So what do you think is the best kind of pie?
Deep dish.
Deep dish? Chicago style or?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I say that.
You're just in the
can't-
moment right now.
You can't compare New York style. And people that try to compare New York style and Chicago style, why are you doing it?
Yeah, they're two different animals.
It's apples and oranges, man.
So define to me what a New York style pizza is.
I mean, you know what
exactly.
a New York style pizza is,
But-
right? It's
but
like it's
define-
as big as the table, and when you get a slice, you have to fold it and refold it and refold it.
This is the defining feature.
Yeah, it's like dough and cheese origami.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I mean,
And now it's a
and New York
star.
style is
Now
New
it's
York
a
style
star.
is obviously fantastic. Like,
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
an idiot if you think that it's not. But Chicago style is a whole world unto itself. You know.
Right.
Oh my God! And you had Giordano's last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
It was great.
it was
I know.
fantastic.
Yes, it
wasn't
was.
Yeah.
And you had like a small one. Like you had like
I
a
did have a
quote unquote
personal
personal size.
Yes.
But if you eat a slice of the big shit, oh my God.
Yeah, kind of
It'll-
like how I ate 3/4 of a Lou Malnati's last year.
That's dumb.
That was real dumb. I thought about calling a doctor, like, not really kidding. Thought about calling a doctor.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
No, it's not. I think it's still in there.
I'm sure part of it is, sure.
Probably.
You know, it probably
How much
was.
cheese was on that motherfucker?
Yeah, dude, get this. So when I went to Chicago and I ordered from Giordano's, I actually got a pizza with extra cheese. Yeah, I did
Where
it.
they put it?
I don't fucking know. They charged me for it.
They got a physicist
I-
in the back, again with the lab coat and the beakers.
Exactly.
The dry erase board.
Maybe they just like melt it on the side and then pour it over the top after it comes out of the oven. But it was a complete shutdown. Like I had a slice and I lost my will to live. It was like, oh, this is fucking over. You know, I've lived a good life.
Like I'm looking at this slice of Geno's right here,
Right.
with the little spatula and just strings of cheese coming back down.
Yeah, but what about the Giordano cheese pull pictures? That's like an Instagram thing, like hashtag cheese pull. If you put in Giordano's cheese pull and you click on the images,
For a second thing down when it said Giordano's cheese, it was Giordano's cheese pull.
there are people standing on their fucking chairs. Standing on their fucking chairs. Still pulling the
Oh my
slice.
God, you're right. I'm looking at a chick who's standing on her chair, and it's all the way to the same. Oh my God.
All right, fuck it. Let's just get in the car.
Let's go.
It's only 8 hours to Chicago.
Well, we got 18 hours, so we gotta be at work.
Story. Because that's the problem with judging FFs. Though, like, do you go with mechanics versus story?
Well, I think that with any game, with any video game, you have to judge it with both. And the really, you can have a good game that has one or the other, and there are forgivable things for the good game. But when you're talking about the greatest games, when you're talking about the ones that really just set the whole thing apart, then you have to go with both. For me. That's why I love 9 so much, because 9 had a great battle system. Mm-hmm. It looked great, especially for the time. I mean, that thing pushed the absolute limits of a PlayStation 1. That thing was. If they did even a little bit more to that game, it would have had to have waited for a PlayStation 2 release. And this phenomenal story that I loved. The characters were cool. But then again, there's a lot of, say, like 12. 12 was a great game that had a really great system, but the story was.
But we can universally agree that 13 sucked.
Well, yeah.
Okay, as long as we can all agree that 13 sucked.
Because you and I think almost every other person will agree that half of the fun of a Final Fantasy game is like, if you want to do other things for 10 months that have nothing to do with the main story, go ahead. That'll be good. Come back to the main story whenever you feel like it. The 13 was just.
It was a linear cut for literally 20 hours, and
until
then
the very, very end of the game.
Opened you up to a little bit more of a world.
But even then, it really wasn't even that much. It was just like.
After 20 hours, this gets good.
Yeah, that's too
After
much.
20 hours, putting my hand on a stove feels good too, because there's no feeling left.
Yeah. 15 was kind of that way too. Like once somebody last night, one of Nate's friends told me that 15, all 15 really is, it's an emo boy band road trip. And it's 100% correct. That is exactly what that game is.
I have to say that Noctis as a character is probably the most emo bland protagonist we've had in quite a while. I want to say since Squall.
Yeah. Who's more emo
I
and
want to
bland,
give it to
Squall or
Noctis.
Noctis?
I want to give it to Noctis
Yeah.
because Noctis has the hair down and everything going, whereas Squall actually had his hair up.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, emo's got to be down. So
How much did he weigh?
Noctis was a frail little dude.
Okay.
I want to say
Yeah.
maybe $110. Where
Yeah.
Squall was like 6'2" and built.
Yeah.
So a good solid.
Noctis
right.
is like destined.
Yes,
with
I
emo
would
hair.
agree with that. So I would say that Noctis definitely takes it. That and he has a boy band of an entourage. He has a cook with daggers. He has a muscle man with a huge sword.
Yeah,
And then he has
and then probably the most lame ass pussy character since Titus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. Prompto definitely was.
Prompto sucks.
But he had such an
Who was
interesting
Prompto
story.
for? Who was Prompto for?
The everyman.
Who was?
Okay, Noctis was a prince. He was a prince. He had the only one that was actually able to use magic. He had the variety of spiritual weapons that he could use that you had to acquire throughout the game. What did Prompto have? He had a camera and a gun.
Yeah.
Or pistols. Sorry, dual pistols.
Yeah. He sucked.
I agree with you. He sucked. But, I mean, as far as the every person who would be put into that universe, I mean, yeah, we would suck too. I would totally suck.
I mean, I appreciate the Final Fantasy likes to do different things, and when something really, really works in one game, they don't just lock onto that and just hang on. Every game is a reinvention every time. And I do appreciate that, even if there are some pretty big swings and misses on it. 8? 8 though, like...
8 had a good mechanic system that was undermined by its complexity and lack of explanation.
Yeah.
But the story absolutely sucked.
Story wasn't good, and
it was
that game had a lot to live up to after the success of 7. Because 7 is the one that really brought Final Fantasy into more of a mainstream audience.
That was pretty much everyone's first. I would say if that was your first, that's your favorite.
That was my favorite.
It was my first Final Fantasy. And I would have to, even though I appreciate 6 for what it was, and I haven't played the original Final Fantasy, do not ever do that if you played 7 first.
Yeah.
Because I played 4 hours of it, and it's like, God, this is slow.
7 was my first. 7 was fun. I invested a lot of hours into 7.
Granted, don't replay it.
Yeah, it's
the pixel art is just, it's so
lock hands.
It's the shoulder joints. It's what gets
Yeah.
me. It's like you have this huge bicep right here, huge forearm,
The
and then you have
elbow's
an
like-
elbow that's literally a single pixel.
Yeah. But you know, 7's not my favorite. I don't think. I think my favorite. Damn, I don't know. It's probably 9. I love
I agree with
10.
9.
Loved 12. 9, 10, and 12 are my top 3. I think.
9 is definitely have it for me because the story really captivated me. The mechanics, they were actually restrictive,
Yeah.
which what I think of the Final Fantasy game is odd. And so you actually had each character actually set as a skill,
Mhm.
set as a class, and you didn't have the opportunity to change it. You could mess around with it a little bit,
But not much.
much.
You weren't gonna like dagger just start like meleeing on an enemy.
No.
She's a
And
white
you
mage.
can have,
She's good at it.
Zidane actually have some magic, but not very much.
Yeah. And so that was kind of cool in that sense. I loved the story. I loved the graphics at the time were just
Yes, they were
Really
great.
good.
The cutscenes were wonderful.
they really were for
And-
PlayStation 1.
And the characters actually had depth and flaws and
Yeah.
struggles. I mean, Vivi alone. I mean,
Yeah.
MVP, Vivi.
Yeah. And let's not forget about the card game too, by the way. That card game was awesome.
It was good, but my gosh, that was a butthole of a mechanic to get behind.
I loved it though. I loved that game. That game was fucking great.
Once you got a solid deck, I mean, you were done.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very. I know.
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
Obvious statement is obvious.
There it is. Are we recording this by chance?
Yes, we are.
I don't know.
That way I can. All my flaws will be known. Dang it. Obvious joke is obvious.
That boy, Russ. You want to jump in on this at all, Russ?
No, I'm good.
You want to jump in
No.
on this solid deck?
Yeah, all you need is a solid deck.
Well, I mean, there was a few cards where if you obtained these cards, it was over.
Yeah.
I mean, as
Yeah.
long as it didn't matter when you played this card, it was over.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
It's
guess I
always
would
fun,
say a couple broken cards. How's that? Not a deck.
Yeah. It's a
But
good game.
I would say that I've heard a lot of people who really try to defend 8's story. It's like your main protagonist, or the person you're supposed to be conveying your emotions onto, was the blandest, most boring character you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Everyone else in that story, including what was the blonde haired boy's name?
Oh,
I forgot what his name was.
damn it.
Even
It starts
he-
with a Z, right?
I think so. Even he was more interesting than Squall.
Yeah. Zell. That's
Zell.
what it was.
Zell
Yeah.
was more interesting than Squall, and that's just sad. The split story was an interesting concept.
But it was weird. It didn't. It was a.
It made sense in the end because it all came back together at the very end because apparently someone was forcing you to go back and relive these events. That way you would understand why these things occurred and how this happened, and everyone just happened to be at that same orphanage because reasons.
Right, yeah. Just because reasons. Because plot.
Yes, and that's kind of where it fell off for me. It's like at the very end, you're horseshoeing in the orphanage and Ultimacia actually being the caretaker of this, and then getting possessed by this entity, and Riona involvement in this. Like you had it going okay in the beginning, but this at the end just was bleh.
Yeah. How you doing there, Russ?
I'm completely checked out.
Perfectly okay.
I'm in the rape place right now.
The rape place?
Yeah, you know, like when people get abused by their relatives and they forget all about it.
That's what you're reading?
No, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm watching. I'm watching.
No, what?
I'm watching Uncle Rape porn while you guys blather on about.
Thank God I still didn't stop the recording after that. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time.